Okay, so number 70 is Bad Boys 2. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. The sequel to the original Bad Boys. Good buddy cop action movie. Just solid all the way around. Number 69. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke. Very different, kind of different type of movie. I mean, it is an action movie, you know. I mean, those two guys, they're buddies. They're you know, they've been friends and buddies for a long time. And you know, every now and then they kind of you know, they usually, it's like they spend a couple years apart, you know, go and do their own thing, but then they get together and every now and then and get into some mischief, basically. So there's a couple screenshots there on the back. But yeah, Don Johnson, you know, everybody knows him from Miami Vice. He plays the Marlboro Man, and you know, Mickey Rourke plays Harley. So yeah, awesome movie. Probably underrated, I would say. So coming in at number 68 is Total Recall. The original, yes, of course, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not that remake with Colin Farrell, no. And to be fair, I haven't even seen the remake, okay, of Total Recall. Because, number one, I'm not a fan of remakes. Number two, Colin Farrell got me on 2 remakes, okay? He got me on Miami Vice and Fright Night. It's like, okay, you got me twice, because I didn't care for those 2 remakes. Loved the original Miami Vice show, you know, and then also the original Fright Night. Then didn't dig those remakes. So it's like, you got me twice. Nope, you're not getting me a 3rd time. So I never checked that Total Recall remake out. But anyways, the original Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger from 1990. Awesome sci-fi action movie. I mean, it's got so many elements in it. Michael Ironside, Sharon Stone, Ronnie Cox, you know, he was the guy from RoboCop, you know, he was like, he played Dick Jones in RoboCop. He's kind of like the main villain in this one too. So yeah, Total Recall. A lot of people might forget about this one, but you watch this one, it's like, oh man, that'll bring memories back. So yeah. Number 67 is The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox. This is like the 3D hologram thing. It's like you turn it and it like it's supposed to have a little bit of animation there. But yeah, Frighteners, Michael J. Fox. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he did stuff besides Back to the Future. This was in the 90s, you know, so well after Back to the Future. But there's a good screenshot, and then there's the ghost. You know, he's like he can see and talk to ghosts. So he's like a kind of like a paranormal advisor and eliminator, basically, right? He actually, that's how he makes a living. Is he has these ghosts go into people's homes and, you know, make noise and terrorize them, and you know, he comes in and gets rid of them. Of course, you know, they're in on it. You know, he basically he's like no, he basically tells them what to do, but that's how it starts out. You know, that's what's really like what's going on at the start of the movie. But it gets interesting because, you know, it becomes there's like chase scenes, and you know, basically he's got a. It's like you see the Grim Reaper in this movie, okay? So it's like, who is that? That's kind of was intriguing, you know. It's like good special effects too, very colorful special effects. Like when the people die and their spirits like go up to heaven, go to the sky or whatever. But yeah, Frighteners, I dig it. Dig that movie. So number 66 is The Karate Kid 3. The finale to the trilogy. And yes, I only recognize Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3 as the original Karate Kid movies. Not a sexist at all, but that next Karate Kid movie, I'm sorry, it was just lame. It was just lame all around. And really it started with the villains, that Alpha Squad or whatever that was at the school. And then Michael Ironside, he was supposed to be some kind of drill instructor, but then like the the head bully of the Alpha Squad, he was lame. It's like, man, you guys needed to come up with something better than that. I mean, I didn't dig it at all. So yeah, anyways, Karate Kid 3, this is where, you know, the finale where we got Daniel, Mr. Miyagi, and Terry Silver's introduced, Mike Barnes is introduced, you know, Karate's bad boy. You know, he's one of my favorite guys from the Karate Kid movies, Mike Barnes, because I just loved how intimidating he was. So yeah, Karate Kid 3. So 65 is Raiders of the Lost Ark. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. This, honestly, this probably could be ranked higher, you know, because this is an awesome movie. It's just, if you like adventure movies, you know, where they're, I mean, it's got action in it too. It's an action adventure, but it's like adventure where they're like treasure hunting, basically, type movies. It's like looking for artifacts, you know, like real rare, important artifacts. And of course, there's booby traps, and then there's bad guys to deal with. It's like, and snakes. But yeah, Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, very awesome movie. 64 is Independence Day. Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman. I mean, everybody. If you haven't seen this movie, you know, you probably been living under a rock. But it came out in 1996, I believe. But awesome sci-fi action movie. Basically, aliens invade Earth, and I mean, you can see that spaceship and the laser beam getting ready to blast the White House. I mean, that was very iconic movie. Very iconic. Saw the sequel, which was like 20 years later. It was okay, but again, once again, right? I don't know about, you know, what it is about these people that are making movies nowadays, but it's like, I don't know, you guys need to go back to school, maybe take some lessons from the people that made these ones, because what you're making, it don't hold up to this. It don't hold a candle to this. It just don't. That's just my opinion anyway. So, all right, number 63, The Fast and the Furious. Number 1, the first one. That's, to me, this is the only one that made my list. Okay, so this is my favorite of all of them. There's Vin Diesel and Paul Walker on the back. But yeah, I like the original one the best. Why? Because it was more grounded in reality. It was more focused on, there was a lot of focus on the street racing aspect and the cars themselves. I dig that, right? It kind of took you into that world, which it really exists. There is, you know, people are into like car clubs and street racing, or racing these type of cars with the NOS and all the modifications they can do to them, right? And just as the sequels, you know, they're okay, but I don't know. It's like it morphed in. Like I said, this movie really didn't need to be a franchise. To me, they've made too many movies. It's like, all right, you need to stop. You know, when you're doing stuff where, you know, the car's driving through a window and a skyscraper going to ramp to the next skyscraper over and go through. It's like, just stop. Come on. You just need to quit, right? But yeah, this one here, solid. It was a good story. The characters, right? This is the thing. Dom's original crew in this movie. I dig his original crew, right? You know, you had Vince. I liked Vince. I don't remember all the names. Those two of the guys. One was real smart. He worked on the cars. And then the one guy, I mean, he died. But then the one guy, the white guy, I forget his name too. He was never like. It's like whatever happened to him. He's never like mentioned ever. Like he didn't die. But anyways, I love Dom's original crew in this first movie much better than, you know, his crew and the later ones. So yeah, original. Ooh. The first Fast and Furious movie. 62 is Real Genius with Val Kilmer. This came out in 1985, so this movie just, I mean, it's, if you want some 80s glory, then here you go. This would definitely be one to start off with. But yeah, Val Kilmer, he's a real smart guy, but he kind of like, he's in college, you know, and he's in his last year, hopefully, but he's really smart, but he's kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of not into it anymore. He's kind of want more, he likes to kind of party and have fun and that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, good comedy movie. And number 61 is Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner. Another 80s movie, right? Great adventure movie. I mean, I'm going to say adventure. There's a little action, but this is just adventure. I mean, you can see this from the cover, right? I mean, that is just some awesome artwork, I might say. But yeah, he's like trying to help her out down there. You know, she's kind of out of her element because she goes, I believe she has to go down like to South America. It's like, so a lot of it's in the jungle. She's like a book author. Okay, she writes books, and so she's out of her element. So she definitely needs Michael Douglas. He basically is her guide, and he's looking after her there. But yeah, great adventure movie. Romancing the Stone, number 61. Okay, number 60 is X-Men Origins Wolverine. Pretty cool, fast-paced action movie with, you know, basically one of my favorite characters, especially my favorite X-Men character. So, but yeah, I like this Wolverine the best of all the three, between this, the Wolverine, and Logan. Yep, this one here, this one does it for me. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Number 59 is Bad Boys. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. The original one from 1995. Down in the, lighting up the streets of Miami, right? But I always dug that cover there. The two of them, you know, walking towards you, and then the girl in the background. I don't know. That'd be a cool poster. But yeah, Bad Boys, number 59. Number 58 is The Mummy. Brendan Fraser, right? And Arnold Vosloo as the Mummy, right? Arnold Vosloo's not a well-known name, but people know him as the Mummy, and he's been out of the movies. But there's a pretty cool screenshots there. But yeah, that first Mummy movie is my favorite one of the mummies of the Mummy ones. Number 57, Moving with Richard Pryor. Another 80s movie, right? This is a comedy, okay? Just, again, good, wholesome, clean fun, you know, not too raunchy. You know, like I said, the older comedies, they could be funny without being raunchy. And I dig that, right? I appreciate that. So, yeah, Moving with Richard Pryor. Check it out. Number 56 is Con Air. Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, and John Malkovich. This all-around awesome action movie. Can't say it, I mean, can't really say a whole lot about it. It's just one of those movies where you got to see it for yourself, and then once you do, you'll know what I'm talking about. Number 55, Action Jackson with Carl Weathers. And really, the one movie that I know of where he's the lead, right? Where he's the lead guy. But yeah, he's a cop, you know. That's his nickname, Action Jackson, you know. He kind of like, you know, like he's a cop, but he kind of like has he's a little rough around the edges, you know. He has a style that probably doesn't always please his boss, but basically he's a cop that gets, but when it's all said and done, he gets the job done. Though that's what matters. So yeah, Action Jackson, good, solid cop action movie. A lot of people maybe have forgotten about that one. Number 54, Hard Target, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Awesome cover on that with the arrowhead there in his face. There's the back, a couple screenshots. Yeah, definitely one of Van Damme's best movies. You know, especially where he was kind of like, you know, where he was the main star. But yeah, Hard Target. It's like, yeah, there you go. Don't hunt what you can't kill. And that's the thing. This movie, they hunt people for, like, sport. So, yeah. Check it out. Number 53, Walking Tall, The Rock. Right? Of course, this is, I guess, a remake of, because I know there was a Walking Tall either movie or show back in the 70s. Normally, I'm not in the remakes, but when I seen this one, I'm like, okay, it's decent, it's solid, you know. I think they basically stuck to the formula. They didn't try to, like, change it too much. I think that's when remakes can work. And it's very rare that's the thing, it's like, that's how a remake can work. And so that's the formula you need to stick to. It's like, yeah, you need to pay tribute to the original. Don't do Ghostbusters 2016 and where you just, you know, you mention nothing of the original and you just pretend you are the only Ghostbusters that exist, right? Again, don't change the formula. Don't disrespect the original content. Pay tribute to it. If you can do that, then you might be able to pull off a remake. But very few do it. But this one did. The Rock, Walking Tall. Check it out. Number 52 is The Rock, with Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, and Ed Harris. Pretty all-around good action movie. Not much else to say besides that. And number 51 is Sniper with Tom Berenger. And a lot of people don't know Tom Berenger, but he did some, you know, good movies, and I would say this is his best movie. This is my favorite movie anyway of his. Okay. Also co-starring Billy Zane. I'm a fan of his, so that's like, all right, cool. That's like a bonus there. So there's some screenshots on the back, right? But I love this movie because it's like, wow, when you see how, like, camouflaged he gets and how well he blends into, like, his, like, the field or his surroundings in the jungle or whatever, and it's like, you know, he's a, like I said, he's a sniper. It's like, yeah, one shot, one kill, no exceptions, right? So yeah, he's like the veteran sniper, and then Billy Zane's kind of like the rookie or new guy. So yeah, I would definitely highly recommend Sniper. Okay, so now we are in the top 50. So starting at number 50, Rambo 3. In my mind, where they could have ended the series, you know, the third one, to me it was the last really good one. Although I did like the Rambo that came out in 2008. I mean, it was a step down from this one in my opinion, but it was still watchable. I definitely felt they should have ended it there, because he finally, you know, it's like he did one last mission, and then it's like he finally went home, and that was like, to me, that's where it should have ended. Yeah, that last blood, yeah, they just shouldn't have done it. It's not in my collection, it never will be. I didn't care for it. It just didn't feel like Rambo. That 2008 Rambo movie, it still had the Rambo feel to it. But that Last Blood, no. Anyways, enough about that. Number 50, Rambo 3. Solid action movie. Especially like, you know, it's basically like a war movie, you know. He's over in Afghanistan. It's in the late 80s. He's fighting the Russians, okay? So yeah, I dig it. Gets a lot of hate, but I dig it. Rambo 3, number 50. Number 49, Ghostbusters 2. Yes, there was a sequel. A lot of people don't know. I mean, surprisingly, a lot of people don't know about this one. I mean, yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one, okay? I admit that. But to me, it was still a solid sequel. It's not like terrible or anything. But yeah, there's some screenshots of the back. There's Pete Venkman and yeah, Dana Barrett. That's her name in the movie. There's the other guys. So yeah, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Rick Moranis, Harold Ramis, and then Ernie Hudson, of course. So great cast, you know. I dig it though. Ghostbusters 2. Not as good as the first one. Love that color scheme there with the black and the green. Not as good as the first one, but still a good solid follow-up. So number 49, Ghostbusters 2. Alright. So number 48 is Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. And I guess you would say almost a cameo with Christopher Walken as the Headless Horseman. You know, before he loses his head. But it does show him after. It does show him later on. He gets his head back. So yeah, Sleepy Hollow. Very good atmospheric movie. Tim Burton, Johnny Depp. Now this is one that they did I like, along with Edward Scissorhands. Dark Shadows, no. Not so much. Well, not at all. They really dropped the ball on that one. But Sleepy Hollow was a good one they did. So number 47, Demolition Man. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Also Dennis Leary co-stars. And Sandra Bullock co-stars. So, once again, decent cast, right? I got this actually on DVD, right? This is one of the Warner Brothers early DVDs. Because you open it up here and it's got the cardboard. This is like cardboard. So, but I dig that. I like that little thing, how it snaps there. There's the back. I actually have this one on VHS as well. There's a few movies. There's a handful of movies that I have it both on VHS and DVD. So, I guess, depending on what my mood strikes me. Right? But yeah, Demolition Man. Awesome. I'm going to say action, sci-fi, futuristic movie, right? Check it out. They don't make good ones like that anymore. Okay. Number 46. Glory. Yeah, this might surprise a lot of people, but, you know, it's about Civil War. It's, you know, about the Civil War. So it's a Civil War movie. This one focuses on the, like the blacks, right? The black people that joined the Northern Army to fight against the South, okay? But great cast there. You can see Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington, Carrie Elwes, Morgan Freeman. You know, among others. I mean, there's other people, you know, but those are the big four names there. But great cast, great. I mean, it really captures. I don't know. I remember watching, because I first watched this in high school, okay? So, my high school, I believe, was for history, felt it was appropriate. We watched this movie. They felt it was good. It was a good enough movie, you know, because we're studying the Civil War, okay? And that's a cool thing. This real events, these characters were real people. Like Matthew Broderick plays Robert Shaw. That was the name of the colonel. He was a white colonel that led his black army, right? So it's kind of cool knowing that this like really happened, you know. And I'm sure they took some, you know, liberties for entertainment value, but still. But look at that bow on the back there. That all those soldiers, right? Those are real people, right? Those are real people. That ain't CGI crap. But yeah, it just has a good. I don't know. This one's a really good one. I know I shouldn't be. I know I'm talking a lot about this one, but still, it's got great music, okay? It just, the atmosphere, good cinematography. It really just, they really captured the feeling, like, you really felt like you're in the 1860s and you're watching this, you know, the Civil War unfold, and these guys, their journey. So yeah, Glory, awesome movie. It could, in all honesty, it probably deserves to be ranked higher on my list than 46. But again, for me, my list of movies, okay, it's about like the fun factor, you know, the rewatchability of it. Basically, like, or some people would call it a popcorn movie. That's the thing. It's like when people say, "Oh, yeah, it's a popcorn movie." It's like you can enjoy, you can have fun with it. To me, that's the point of watching movies. I mean, for the most part, right? So this one's more than just a popcorn movie. I mean, this one is like very well professionally done. You know, like I said, cinematography, the music, just everything is on point. So, but again, my list of movies, it's like everything's considered, and basically the fun factor, right? So this is a very serious movie, so that's another thing to think about. Because, you know, I mean, slavery in the Civil War, right? That was a serious thing. Like Rambo, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's fiction, right? And so you can kind of like have more fun with it, if that makes any sense. But anyways, sorry for the long description of Glory, but I don't think it gets recognized a lot. I just don't. So anyways, good movie. So 45 is Surviving the Game with Rutger Hauer, Gary Busey, and Ice-T. See right there? There's a target on him. Yeah. Again, this is another Warner Brothers DVD. Now, see, like, that was a cool thing though. Like in this, some of those scenes, like, shows awesome picture there of the guys on their ATVs, right? So yeah, Surviving the Game, awesome, like, survival type movie. Number 44, Falling Down with Michael Douglas and Robert Duvall. Yeah. It's like, this takes place in LA, if I remember right. So it's kind of like this man's journey, you know. He's in LA, it's a hot day. He's having a bad day, basically. That's why they call it Falling Down. He's like, he's kind of at the end of his rope, you know. Life is just getting to him, and he ends up on foot, like abandoning his car. It's a hot summer day, and he's traveling through LA, so you can imagine he's gonna have some encounters, right? So yeah, awesome movie, love it. So number 43 is Cobra with Sylvester Stallone. So yeah, I think this is my most DVDs I've showed so far. So yeah, once again, this is the Warner Brothers early DVDs. Cool shot there. And these DVDs are dual-sided, so like one side is like widescreen, the other is full screen. In case that way you have your preference, right? There's the back, some cool shots, right? Yeah, Cobra, ultimate 80s action movie. He's a cop, you know, and he doesn't always play by the rules, right? But that tagline right there, crime is a disease, meet the cure, you know. So he's got an attitude where he's basically, he feels it's his job to clean out the garbage, you know, take out the trash. So yeah, awesome movie. Number 42, Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. I mean, a lot of people know about this movie. This is like, I've heard like people like, for some reason, like at colleges, like people like, this is a big college movie. Like they binge watch it a lot. But yeah, Patrick Swayze, this is one of his, I would say this is one of his better movies, you know. He's like a bouncer, and yeah, he's, you know, it's like an action drama movie. It's not all action, but it's an action drama, even like martial arts. You know, there's quite a bit of fighting in it. So yeah, Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze, awesome movie. Number 41, Lethal Weapon. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, right? The original Lethal Weapon from 1987. I mean, what can you say? Awesome buddy cop action movie, right? So this one ranks number 41. Comes in at number 66 on my list. Comes in at number 65 on my list. 65.